President Bush signed a massive rescue plan into law.
This bill is viewed as the most significant housing measure in decades.
Home prices that reported its steepest drop yet.
What started as a few bad mortgages is now a full-blown crisis.
Joining us now in Phoenix is Larry Winget, self-described pit bull of personal development. Larry is the best-selling author of You're Broke Because You Wanna Be. And in Washington, Barbara Eisenreich, founder and director of United Professionals, whose mission is to protect and preserve the middle class. She's best-selling author of the latest book is The Land is Their Land, Reports from a Divided... This Land is Their Land. There you see its cover, Reports from a Divided Nation. Larry, can anything be done for the Allens?
She walks in beauty like the night, ratherless, had heaven impired the nameless grace, which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens on her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express, how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and on that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with
Ever
all
made for ABC's Extreme Makeover just went into foreclosure. The family was given the house for free, used it for collateral on a $450,000 loan. They can't make payments on that. How can you blame anyone but the family on something like that?
No, I guess that would be a very extreme case, though. That's not the kind of, that's not the kind of people, the Allens that you just talked to, though.
Right.
Who are ordinary, middle class, working class, whatever you want to call them, people who wanted to, to have a modest home. They're not talking about speculators or people who flip homes. We're talking about people who actually live in them, losing them, and having to tell their children, well, we're pulling out next week. We might have to leave the pets behind, too, because we can't take them with us, and we don't know where we'll be living after that.
Who's responsible, Larry, if I don't make enough money, but the bank gives me a loan anyway?
I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sounded with my smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew, both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And
going on in America.
No, I think you have to look here at the lenders, at the people who are doing this. Where's the personal responsibility for these guys? First of all, take the fact that a mortgage is typically about 30 pages. Who can really understand it? My daughter's a lawyer. She actually read it, and she had trouble understanding it. Then we have the fact that there were so many tricks, and, to the point of outright fraud, like being told in some cases, you got a fixed rate, but it was only fixed for 2 years, ha-ha. I really think we ought to look, if we're looking for the villains here, at the perpetrators, we have to look at people like Angelo Mazzillo, who was the CEO of Countrywide until a few months ago, who was making $70 million a year, largely out of subprime mortgages. They knew we're not going to be repaid, but they didn't care.
Now,
I dreamed a dream. What can it mean? And that I was a maiden queen, guarded by an angel mild, witless who was near beguiled. And I wept both night and day, and he wept my tears away. And I wept both day and night, and hid from him my heart's delight. So he took his wings and fled. Then the morn flushed rosy red. I dried my tears, and armed my fears with 10,000 shields and spears. Soon my angel came again. I was armed.
I don't get it. Come on.
Okay, I'm one of those. I have trouble with these things too, and I'm highly educated. But, I think the mortgage companies, they knew all along that they were counting only on a steady rise in housing prices to make money off of this. Now, when the individual lender makes a mistake, that can ruin them, and it's very tragic, and we've seen that in the case of the Allens. But when a mortgage company does this systematically in hundreds of thousands of cases, they can ruin the economy.